Good morning, everyone, and welcome back after a lovely sunny half term. It is lovely to see you all and to welcome you all back on the gate this morning. I have a lot to share with you this morning, so I'm going to share my screen. Let me get started. From the start, here we go. Right, welcome back, everybody. So I hope you all had a lovely half term. These are just a few snaps from my half term. We went to visit some family, and luckily they live next to the seaside in Dorset. So we had a couple of very lovely sunny days on the beach. Obviously, my dog Buzz didn't enjoy the sun too much and sat in the shade or dug himself a hole and sat in the hole for most of the time we were on the beach, but he enjoyed it too, I think. And it was my daughter's birthday. And I spent another day on the beach on Saturday when we went out to celebrate her birthday as well. So lots of beach time in the sunshine, which has been fantastic. Now we change our core value this half term. Our core value for summer 2 is now resilience. So I want you to have a quick think to yourself what resilience might mean and have a think. What do you think resilience means? It's a word I'm sure you've heard before, and one maybe your teachers use quite often. So there are various different definitions of resilience, but this is one of them, and we'll be looking at others as the weeks progress. So resilience is partly the ability to cope, each of our abilities to cope when things go wrong or things are a bit challenging. So it's something that we can develop over time, and there are different strategies of being able to do that. So other ways it can be described are being able to bounce back after something has happened. So whether that's falling out with a friend, not being well for a period of time, but then sort of picking yourself back up again and being able to kind of carry on. Dealing with challenges and holding your head up. So it might be, I don't know, arguing with a friend at school, or doing disappointingly. I know it's assessment week this week, and perhaps it might be that in the past you might have thought, oh, I thought I'd have done better than that, and instead of thinking, right, I'm going to give up now, carrying on and picking yourself up and thinking, no, I'm going to try a little bit harder, I'm going to do something a bit different this time, see if I can do a bit better. Resilience can also mean giving new things a go or trying your best, not thinking, oh, I don't think I'll be very good at that, and limiting yourself. So always willing to give things a go. And I know it's Arts Fortnight this week and next. And so lots of you, I imagine, will be exploring different techniques and mediums in art that you might not have used before. And it's really important that we all show resilience and think, right, I'm going to give this my best shot. And resilience can also mean being strong on the inside. So it's not necessarily something that you see on the outside. If you think of like a power lifter, whether you're a man or woman, often you have great big muscles. But if you're a resilient person, you can't often see it on the outside. It's being strong inside and being able to do all the other things that show that you are developing resilience in your life. So it's a very, very important value. And as the summer term, the second half of the summer term, there are lots of things going on, as well as everyone thinking about next year and whether you're moving from reception into year 1, whether you're moving from year 2 up into year 3 in a slightly different part of the school, or whether you're in year 6 and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I've only got, a few more very, very happy weeks at Forest, and then I'll be starting to think really, really long and hard about my secondary school and where I'll be going after the summer break. So it's a really good time of year to be thinking about each of our resilience, I think. And I love this image because being strong inside is a little bit like having an invisible superhero cape. So if you feel quite resilient, if you're feeling quite strong inside, it's almost as if you are wearing an invisible cape that you tie on every morning. And all of those sort of things that might get you down, they bounce off. They bounce off so that you can carry on with your day. So I want us all, actually, every morning when you get up, when you've got your uniform on, and teachers as well, when we've got our smart clothes on, is to have an extra invisible peg with an invisible cape on that we put on and we tie, and then we wear that, our resilience cape, for the rest of the day. Now I'm just going to show you a very short part of this video. It's just a couple of minutes because it really explains resilience well too. So here we go.
Have you ever felt anxious when you've had loads of homework? Maybe you felt hurt when a friend said something mean about you. Or sad when your dog passed away. Or maybe you're feeling nervous about leaving primary school to go to secondary school. There are going to be times in your life that will be difficult to deal with. But there is good news. Did you know you can learn skills to help you deal with your challenging emotions better? These skills help you develop a characteristic called resilience. Resilience is the ability to cope with and bounce back from difficult times. It's being able to pick yourself back up after you've been knocked down. It's about building your inner strength to deal with and manage stressful situations. Resilience and emotions go hand in hand. Learning how to deal with your challenging emotions when they occur is important in developing your resilience. It can be helpful to think of emotions as the weather. Sometimes they can be stormy and dark, and other times they can be sunny and bright. Learning how to master your emotions can help you build the confidence to tackle any challenge thrown your way. Some of the challenges.
Okay, so we're just going to stop there. Let me put my face back on. Okay, so I hope you found that helpful. The video is actually about 7 minutes long. So if you want to watch the whole thing later on, maybe as part of PSHE, please do, because there are lots of really good strategies in it as well of how to develop our own resilience. And these are just a few that I've noted down. So having a positive attitude, so thinking about things in a positive way. So for example, thinking about the end of your day, what went really well today, rather than focusing on the negative, like, oh dear, I got that question wrong in maths. It's thinking about, actually, the sun shone today. I played a really good game at break time. I wrote a fantastic opening to my story. I managed to score in my PE lesson, all of those things, rather than focusing on the negative. Having good friends, it's always important to have good friends because they can pick us up. There's someone to talk to if we're worried about anything. So always really important to have good friends. Feeling good about yourself. So try not to be too critical about what you're doing or what you look like. You know, we are all different. We could all pick holes in ourselves and find things that we would like to do better. But it is a much healthier way to just think about what we like about ourselves. Having a supportive family. So I know that when you go home, maybe your parents ask, what did you get up to at school today? Or if you've got little brothers and sisters or bigger brothers and sisters that look out for you, that can also help us to develop our resilience. By helping others. So if you are being a good friend to somebody or helping someone that you don't necessarily know on the playground, then that can also help develop our inner strength. And then we have that strength when we need it. at times where we maybe don't feel 100%. So all of these things are very, very important. And one of the final ones is to have good communication. And that's really important, because if we are to develop good resilience, each of us, then we need to be able to talk about things. If we are worried, or if things aren't going our way on a particular day or for some time. And once we talk about things, even sharing it with another person, even if they haven't got any solutions, it can really, really help. So make sure that if over the coming weeks, if there is anything that you are worried about, don't forget, lots of classes have worry boxes, or there's time to talk or have a chat with your teacher or your LSA, or any of the adults in school, because we are always here to help. Now, these are the things that I do. If I get overwhelmed, if I think, oh my goodness, I've got so much work to do, then these are some of the things I do, and they might help you, or you might have your own thing. So I love walking and running. So at the weekends, I always make time to go for a run, and I absolutely love it. It clears my mind, and then I feel much better, a bit tired, but much better afterwards. Talking to someone. So I might phone a friend, or I might talk to my family at home. And that is also very helpful. I also find spending time with my dog, this is Buzz, as you well know, and he always cheers me up. So if you have a pet at home, then maybe spend time with your pet, or even just sort of spending time in your bedroom with a favorite teddy. Sometimes that can help as well. But again, it's really important that we tell someone if we are worried. Now, just for the final few minutes of my assembly, I want to talk to you about Arts Fortnight, which is starting today. Now, art is one of my most favourite subjects, one of many, I have to say. And you will be, as a class and as an individual, working on outcomes over the next 2 weeks for our Arts Fortnight. Now, our whole school theme is community, but within that, each year group has been given a particular sort of sub theme from that, and your teachers will be telling you all about that today. So I'm really, really looking forward to walking around the school and finding out what you're all up to this afternoon. So you will have lots of exciting sessions planned, and we've did a huge art order before the half term. So you will often, I would think, lots of you will be using different techniques and different materials that perhaps you haven't used before, but we're all going to be resilient, and we're all going to try our best so that we can do some fantastic artwork to put around our school as well. Now, I am also asking that every person in the school, and that's including all the adults and me, we are going to make our very own whole school art project. Now, I thought this year we have spent a lot of time looking at each other's eyes, because whether we're on a bus, particularly if we're grown up, whether we are in a shop, the rest of our face has actually been covered by a mask. And we have had to kind of look closely into people's eyes to see whether they're smiling, whether they're happy, whether someone is worried. And I thought it would be a fantastic thing to do, to create a whole school art project where every single person at Forest's eyes are displayed in our school hall. So this is a sort of glimpse of what it will look like. And as you can see, there are lots and lots of different pairs of eyes, and they've all been drawn or painted onto wooden blocks. Now, Mr. Sell has been a superstar, and over the past few weeks, he has been cutting and sanding hundreds of wooden blocks so that every single person has their own special block. Okay, and yours will be like no other, because every little piece of wood is quite unique. Some are shorter, some are longer than others, but we are all going to have a go at doing this. Now, your class teacher will be letting you know what medium you're going to be using to draw your eyes. So some of you will be using drawing pencils onto the wood. And I would suggest that you have a practice and do some sketches in your sketchbooks beforehand so that you are pretty confident in what your eyes look like. Now, you can either draw your eyes by taking a photograph of your eyes with an iPad and then printing out the picture and just focusing on your eyes. You can look into a mirror. You can even look like I'm looking now. You can look into a laptop and draw your eyes from there. So whatever your teacher has decided is the easiest option for your class, you will all be drawing your own pair of eyes. But I want you to look carefully at your eyes and not just think, I know what my eyes look like, and just draw what you think they look like. They've got to look like your eyes. So some of you will be working in pencil. Some of you will be using oil pastel or paint, and they will be in colour. Some of you will be using black pen. So we'll have a real mixture of media. So some will be colourful, some will be quite subtle, but I think the impact of it all will be fantastic. Now I'm going to leave the adults to decide what media you would like your eyes to be in. I haven't decided on mine yet, but I would like all the eye portraits to be completed by the end of next week. So by next Friday, please. I think that's the 18th of June. And I'm including all the adults with that in those as well. Now I'm sure Mr. Sell will be dropping round his wooden blocks to you all. Please look after them. You will only get one block. There is one block per person. So make sure that you do those sketches beforehand to make sure that you know what you're doing, that your eyes are large enough on the block, that they're not too tiny, and also so that your eyes look like your eyes in real life, so we can try and recognize people for them. So just to remember, you might not get any of your artwork right first time this week, but we are all going to be resilient and we're going to keep going, and we'll do another sketch if we need to, or maybe, you know, go over a certain part until we're happy with it. And this is just a final quote to leave you all with. So I'm really, really excited to be back to school. It's lovely to have you all back in. And this is something I thought was very wise. So life is not about how fast you run or how high you climb, but how well you bounce back after disappointments or challenges. And that's what we're all going to focus on this half term. So have a fantastic day, everyone. And I look forward to seeing you around the school. Take care.